Alright, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and with the release of the new seasonal uniforms for Medusa and Miles Morales, I had a couple people hitting me up asking for me to do a tier list ranking all of the Halloween seasonal uniforms. So that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. Okay, we got 8 of these bad boys. Keep in mind that as of right now, they've actually started, they have begun, ladies and gentlemen, discounting these seasonal uniforms ever so slightly. As you can see right here with Black Bolt dropping from $17.50 down to $10.50. Now keep in mind that even though it is discounted, this uniform is not where it was 2 years ago. Time flies when this thing was first released. Okay, so if you want to pick it up, it is currently the only way to actually enjoy, keyword, enjoy playing Black Bolt. And he's still, I would say, as a tier 4, maybe top 30, top 40 DPS in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it doesn't sound exciting. Wow, top 40, you know. I'd have to reevaluate him. I haven't, like, you know, really tested him comparatively to some of the newer tier 4s in quite some time, but he's still pretty powerful because of that final damage thing that he has going on. But yeah, and Morgan Lefay, the big one, Morgan Lefay being discounted, that is a very, very big deal because that uniform is quite useful. Okay, still meta, still relevant. So yeah, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go through it one by one, and we'll start it off with the ones that you can't really see right now. We kind of touched on Black Bolt right now, and I kind of want to say it's outdated, but there isn't a newer version of Black Bolt right now. He might get a new uniform, but if you want to play with him, it's mediocre, right? Let me pop back in game real quick, and I'll go over a little bit of what makes him kind of good, right? Even though he is very, very old at this point. And it really just comes down to, as you can see, I have a beta ray build as this thing. It really just comes down to this right here, the additional pierce and the increased final damage on him. This thing is really, really busted. You can go back and check a couple years ago when me and many people made videos on Black Bolt. He was just annihilating content. Okay, since Black Bolt, we have not seen them replicate this tier 4 buff to many characters, and it's been quite some time since we got tier 4. It just really goes to show you how powerful this thing is, because they haven't been spamming it on a whole bunch of other characters. They basically just give them all attack, or, like, you know, some basic mediocre shit. Like, this is really, really an exclusive buff that is very, very powerful. And Black Bolt is still fun to play. I did strip him of the 20 Odins that I had on him back in the day, but I still have a Mighty Rage on him, and he still gets stuff done. But I don't really go out of my way to play with him as much as before. Okay, so I would put him mediocre to outdated. It's really just up to your preference, or if you just like him as a character. I'm happy he's good though, and I'm happy the uniform is discounted. So do keep in mind that it's only for 2 weeks, so after the fact it's gonna be gone. Next up, we got Abomination. Okay, Abomination. Now, my personal biases and me not being like a super mega whale for Alliance Battle Legend, Alliance Battle Extreme, I want to put him in outdated because I don't really use Hulk like that anymore. I use Kingpin. But if you want the highest score possible, then you would be using Hulk, and then he would be relevant. I can't put him any higher than mediocre though, even though he gives Hulk a really, really good buff. Let me just pop back in game right here and show you guys what I'm talking about. It's 60% extra damage to heroes and villains. It is very, very powerful, and the duality of it, you know, being able to use it in PvE and PvP is very, very good. Sad that they took away the chain hit damage from this, but again, it's a very, very powerful buff. It's just, as you can see, it's so niche. It's basically just Hulk and no one else, because the other Hulks are just not good. If we get more Hulk characters in the future, or if the ones that we do have get tier 4 and become relevant, then obviously this buff will increase in value. But as of right now, I can't really put him higher than mediocre. If you're a Hulk fan, then yes, you go ahead and you pick it up and you build Hulk and you get the most out of him. But I haven't been using this uniform, so I can't really recommend it to most players. That's just my god honest opinion. Now we got Ghost Rider. Now Ghost Rider, if he didn't have a newer uniform, this thing would be up here in best value. Okay, Rage Return Ghost Rider absolutely shreds content for PvE. He's one of the best strikers as a tier 4 in the game, and if you have his artifact, he's fantastic for PvP. But we got to put that in outdated, so you don't want to pick it up. Okay, and you definitely don't want to pick it up for the simple fact, in addition to that, it's replaced, it's not discounted, so you'll be paying $17.50. So even if you are a collector, you would wait and collect it later on just to have it when it is discounted down to $10.50. Okay, so we would skip over that because it's outdated, and you have a better option. The newer one is better. Once you get used to the new playstyle, it's better. And then on top of that, it has more PvP value because the 4 skill for Ghost Rider has incapacitation. It removes active buffs, so it will strip characters, making them weaker. And then it also has the iframe to protect Ghost Rider. It's just a better uniform overall. Okay, let me just show you guys in case you're new to the game and you don't know what uniform I'm talking about. I'm talking about this one, okay? Because some of you guys come to the game, and since the uniforms are not listed in the order in which they're released, and it does have a year to it, you might not know which uniform I'm talking about. This is the one that you want to be playing Ghost Rider with right now. Savage Avengers. Okay, and the primary reason for that is the new 4th skill that has the iframe on it, and the fact that it removes active buffs, which is very, very important, right? Anyways, so let's pop back over here and move on to the next character. We'll go with Morgan Le Fay, and I think I'm gonna have to put Morgan Le Fay in best value. For one, it's discounted to 20 tokens, so you only have to spend $10 as opposed to previously where you'd have to spend $30 if you wanted it right away, or you'd spend $20 if you were waiting for the 10 tokens from the check-in event. Again, I would always recommend that you guys wait for the check-in event. If you want to save money, get the 10 from here, spend $10 and pick something up that is beneficial to you, and then go ahead and get Morgan Le Fay's uniform. I highly recommend this one. Where is my girl? I use her literally all the time. I hope she gets a tier 4 at some point, so I can use her in what you call it, in World Boss Legend. Too many legends, but yeah, the duality of this is kind of why I rate it so highly. Like, if it didn't have the line here that remove all debuffs, then I would put it in great. But the fact that I can use this in PvE and PvP, I really, really value that. Okay, and the fact that she's a revive character, I know she's not that strong, but you know, the revive makes her a little bit more useful for like AC stuff, right? If this, damn, bro. Look at the characters that benefit from her freaking universe. That also has to come into play, right? Universal is one of the strongest class in the game, if not the strongest class, right? Granted, majority of the characters that she buffs already has debuff removal, but still, you know, I rate her. Okay, I rate her quite highly because of the support buff. So could put her in great, but I think because of the discount, best value. Okay, then we also got to put Sin in best value. Do I put Sin over Morgan Le Fay? Because I'm going from left to right. Okay, do I value Sin? I think I do. I think I do, Right, let me show you guys. It's a bigger buff, but the thing about Sin's buff is it only applies to bosses, right? Keep that in mind. Whereas Morgan Le Fay, well, I guess Morgan Le Fay also applies to bosses. Whatever. Point is, you still get a little bit of all attack, but it's a wider net, right? A lot of villains, lot of villains. A lot of the same characters, because you can see a lot of universals or super villains, but I do think, especially with Sin's artifact, right? But then again, we're just valuing the uniform. From a uniform perspective, I put Sin over Morgan Le Fay. I like the debuff removal, I like it, but we have a lot of characters that give debuff removal. It's always nice to have more, right? Not less. But Sin, I'm put Sin over Morgan Le Fay. That's how we shaking it. Okay, and then we got Weapon X, and I gotta put Weapon X above Morgan Le Fay and Sin, and it also comes back to the gosh damn G Willikers Batman. The debuff removal is in play again, but it's more than that. Let me just show you guys. All right, one, right, is the undead. The zombie class is getting stronger because we got more zombies. Sadly, Captain Marvel and also Scarlet Witch have no PvP value. Well, I shouldn't say no. They don't have as much PvP value as I would have liked, right? But being able to be immortal for 7 seconds, even if you're not a PvP character, you will be able to do some stuff in AC, maybe even Underworld Battle, depending on the restrictions, team battle arena, that kind of stuff, right? So having Weapon X, it gives you a little bit of diversity for your zombie characters. It definitely helps people like Captain America, okay, a lot. And Cap is really good in his zombie uniform. So yeah, I love this. Plus, let's go over to the uniform bonus here. It doesn't end there, right? 45% extra damage to heroes and villains, plus debuff removal. Okay, that's crazy value. I honestly think she is the one that you would choose out of all of the seasonals, especially the ones that cost cash. Yeah, it's Weapon X, because the value of these zombie uniform, or at least her uniform, is gonna keep rising as we get more zombies in the future. Now I know we didn't get Thanos this time around. There's a bunch of people that we didn't get from Marvel Zombies, but I think they're trying to sprinkle them in slowly every year, right? So that they have endless amounts of zombies to release. And I honestly think that's what they're doing. So yeah, I don't skip over this one. If you have the cash, I would say, even though she's not the new shiny, right? That the new shiny is Medusa. And I put Medusa in great. You know what I'm saying? I put Medusa in great. Maybe even there's an argument to be made for she could be in best value. Okay, it's just that the Inhuman. Let's talk about it. Okay, we want to have a discussion in the comment section. Drop me a line. Like Medusa, like again, all these characters in the best value category, they're pretty much supports. But Weapon X, she can do some work in PvP on her own, right? But fine. Medusa right now, honestly, I didn't play World Boss yet, so I didn't get her potential yet, but I'll get it today, and then I'll tier for her. But from what I saw at 70, and what I'm hearing from a lot of people at 80 and tier 4, her damage, dookie. And I understand why. Like, the accumulation just doesn't last long enough. The rotation is too wonky, like, especially with how little the damage accumulation she has to play around with. She's pretty much just a support. So if we're gonna value her on just her ability to support, okay, the leadership is cool, right? Universal, powerful class, but 45% all attack is cool, And then we got this thing that's buffing Inhumans, a very small fringe minority that's not very powerful. As you can see, we only have like 1, 2, maybe 3 characters in there that can actually do anything in the game currently. Maybe more will get uniforms in the future. And then we have this that applies to superheroes, so that's pretty good. But if we're gonna look at this, right, the best I could give her, and I think even that might be reaching, is right ahead of Sin. Right, we got 45% all attack to universals, then we got 40% attack to Inhumans, and then 45%, keep in mind, to superheroes, they get 45% extra damage dealt. Okay, the best I could do is ahead of Sin, especially if you're using her with another Inhuman. Like if they get good in the future, then yeah, because they'll have 3 different things buffing them, especially if they're superheroes, right? So yeah, we'll put it like this. Y'all let me know what your thoughts are. Miles. I kind of want to put Miles right here. Miles is an amazing DPS. They fixed his rotation. They made him better. They gave him the duality now of like being a hero and being good, being a villain and being great. And on top of that, he's the best striker in the game. Tier 4 striker. Right, he's the best, the strongest one. He's now stronger than Ghost Rider, Black Widow, Mephisto, all of them, right? In terms of when he comes in, he does the most amount of damage, and that's really good for niche section of the game, ABX, ABL. So if you care about that, then you definitely, it's a must buy for you. It's best value. But keep in mind, over time, damage will fade. Like his ability to do damage won't always be peak, because a couple years ago we were saying Black Bolt was a must buy. He's like, you know, like god tier mega, and look where he is right now. Like, you know, so this will eventually shift. He will eventually lose value and be placed in the outdated section. But for now, he's here, maybe even here. Keep in mind though, when it comes to supports, they're not really gonna go out of style. You know, they're never really going to be outdated unless they themselves get newer uniforms, right? That's just how I look at it. But if I were to say, no, I'm gonna leave it like this. I was gonna say something else, but I think this is probably how this whole thing shakes out. Y'all let me know what your thoughts are though. Did I fumble the tier lists? Like I'm fumbling over my words? Or y'all think this looks legit? Let me know in the comments. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. And shout out to my guy Myth, man, for coming through with the icons for Miles and Medusa. I'm out of here. Peace.